I deliberately showed up late to the annual family beach barbecue. Not because of some mythical traffic jam on the coast highway, but because arriving fashionably delayed lets you skip the awkward welcome ritual, the probing questions, the obligatory cheek kisses, the fake smiles that pretend last year's blow-up never happened. It's a quiet act of self-preservation. In the front seat, my 13-year-old daughter Sophie fidgeted with the hem of her sundress, smoothing invisible wrinkles. "Do I look normal?" she asked, voice small. "You look beautiful," I replied. She gave me that look, the one that said, "You know that's not what I'm asking." Sophie remembered enough from previous gatherings to understand that some family members judge first and love conditionally. "Will Nana Rose be happy I'm here?" she whispered. I gripped the wheel tighter. "She'll show it better than most." We pulled up to the weathered rental cottage that always carried the faint scent of sunscreen, grilled corn, and old grudges. The door swung open to a wall of sound, overlapping voices, clinking glasses, someone yelling about the cooler being empty. My dad spotted us first. A quick nod, a half smile. "Sarah, you finally made it." His hug was brief, mechanical. Mom swooped in next, air-kissing my cheek before zeroing in on Sophie. "Look at our girl, all grown up." Sophie brightened instantly. Mom could turn on warmth like flipping a switch, and Sophie had only ever seen the bright side. Then Aunt Vanessa glided in. Perfectly timed, as always. She didn't just enter, she commanded the space. "Sarah, darling," she purred, her smile polished and practiced. Sophie stared up at her aunt like she was meeting a celebrity she'd only heard stories about. Curious, hopeful. Vanessa leaned down, planted an exaggerated kiss on Sophie's forehead. "And this is the famous Sophie." Sophie beamed. Vanessa's gaze swept over her in one appraising second before flicking to me with that old, familiar glint. "I'm playing nice. Remember you owe me." The mood shifted when Nana Rose appeared at the patio door, leaning lightly on her caregiver's arm. She looked frilier than last year, but her eyes still held that steady clarity. Sophie's whole face lit up. "Nana." She crossed the room without hesitation. The only person in the family who never made Sophie second-guess herself. Nana Rose wrapped her in a gentle hug. "My favorite person," she murmured, then met my eyes over Sophie's head. "Sarah, thank you for coming." Simple words, heavy with meaning. Dinner unfolded in the usual chaos. Plates passed, anecdotes retold louder than necessary. Sophie stuck close to Nana, Vanessa orbited Mom. When dessert plates were cleared and conversation lulled, Nana rose slowly, hands braced on her chair. The chatter died instinctively. "I have something important to say," she began, voice steady. Her gaze settled on Sophie. "For my brilliant great-granddaughter." Sophie went still, eyes wide. Nana continued. "I've set up a trust. $160,000, held securely until you're 18. It's yours alone. No one else can access it. Small amounts may be released earlier for education or opportunities that build your future, but the bulk is protected for you." A murmur rippled through the adults. Vanessa's expression froze. Mom's fork clinked too loudly against her plate. Dad looked bewildered. Nana sat back down calmly, as if she'd merely commented on the weather. Then Vanessa stood. "Nana, wait. You can't seriously. Sophie has challenges. She's not ready for that kind of responsibility. Everyone knows she's delayed." The room went deathly silent. Sophie's shoulders hunched, confusion turned to hurt in slow motion. Nana Rose regarded Vanessa coolly. "Delayed? Tell me, Vanessa, do you actually know this child?" Vanessa faltered. "Of course I do. I've seen." "Stand up, sweetheart," Nana said gently to Sophie. Sophie rose. On unsteady legs. Nana addressed the room. "Some of you have stayed connected, so you already know." Sophie was accepted into the Pinnacle Scholars Academy, a rigorous, invitation-only program for exceptional young minds. Perfect grades, glowing recommendations, rigorous interviews. I covered the enrollment fee myself. A collective breath caught. Sophie's cheeks flushed crimson. She glanced at me, uncertain if pride was allowed right now. Nana tilted her head at Vanessa. "So when you call her delayed, I'm curious. Which Sophie are you describing? Because the one I know has been thriving while you were absent. Vanessa's arm fell limp. Mom stared at her lap. Dad shifted uncomfortably. The backstory hit me in waves. Growing up, Vanessa was the golden child, talented, adored. I was the problem one. When I earned a spot in the elite youth orchestra and she didn't, resentment took root. My parents spent decades compensating her for it. Years later, when Sophie was small and energetic and scattered, family visits turned toxic. Speculation about her delays happened right in front of her. I cut contact to protect her. With diagnosis, therapy, and structure, Sophie blossomed, top of her class, driven, kind. Nana never wavered, weekly calls, real interest. The rest? They resurfaced only after whispers of Nana's savings reached them. Vanessa tried salvaging it. I'm just looking out for you, Nana. Sarah's exaggerating her progress. Nana's voice cut clean. When did you last spend real time with Sophie? Name a specific moment from the past year. Tell me one detail only someone present would know. Silence stretched. Vanessa's mouth worked soundlessly. I stepped forward, hand on Sophie's shoulder. That's enough. Never speak about my daughter that way again. Nana nodded once at me, then turned to the others. This trust is final. And if anyone can't respect that, or her, then you're not welcome here. Vanessa, Mom, and Dad left in stiff fury. No goodbyes, no comfort for Sophie. When the door closed, Sophie broke. Sobs racked her small frame. I didn't do anything wrong. I held her tight. You didn't. They spoke from ignorance and greed. Nana sees the real you, that's why they couldn't win. In the car later, Sophie whispered, they don't really know me, do they? No, honey. They never did. 3 months on, the trust was sealed. The money secure. Invites stopped. Group chats emptied. Sophie threw herself into Pinnacle, grumbling about homework, glowing when she aced projects. Nana's quiet line still echoes. Do you actually know this child? So, was I wrong to let Nana draw that line, or did they forfeit any claim by never showing up until there was something to gain? What do you think? Protect your kid, or preserve fake peace? Drop your thoughts below.